Well, this next story takes us back more than 100 years when Abilene was a lawless West Texas town.
The Old West, a shootout at a saloon in downtown Abilene would lead to the death of the sheriff. KTAB's Kevin Clack has this look back at history.
If you were to walk down the streets of Abilene 136 years ago, it'd look a little different than it does today.
Nothing exists that was here today.
Local historian Jay Moore says you'd definitely see more horses in 1884.
There was a depot, but it wasn't that depot. There was a railroad track, but it wasn't up off the ground like that one. And the town was, dirt streets, plank sidewalks, very few brick buildings.
Abilene was then considered a lawless town, and Walter Collins served as its protector and sheriff at the time. This plaque, located on the corner of 1st and Pine Street, serves as a reminder of that saloon and that tragic day.
At the cattle exchange, the owner was a fellow named Zeno Hemphill, and Mr. Hemphill had a very poor reputation.
Walter Collins walked into Hemphill's saloon to talk to him about his non-compliance with the new gambling law.
Things got heated, and Mr. Hemphill slugged Frank.
And before you knew it, it became a classic Western shootout.
And then guns were drawn, and they all three apparently emptied their revolvers.
But after the commotion, Frank and Zeno laid there on the floor, dead from their injuries. But in death, they ended up becoming unlikely neighbors.
Zeno Hemphill and Mr. Collins, ironically, were buried about the same time in the cemetery, just yards apart. So both families were at the cemetery at the same time.
And we thank you, Kevin, for that report. Late last year, members of the Taylor County Sheriff's Office traveled to Austin to place Collins' name on a lost lawman memorial there.